Okay, thank you, Qiming. Do you think he did a good job? Yes, you join me and give him a big round of encouragement. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Youth Service at Brighton, and welcome back to our current series, Made for Love. Valentine's Day is happening in 2 days' time. Anybody excited for it? My most memorable Valentine's Day happened when I was in year 1 of junior college. And has a JC1 student started school? Have you all started school? Yes? Yeah, so my most memorable Valentine's Day happened my first year in junior college. I attended an all-boys secondary school. So imagine that I was pretty excited to attend junior college. And guess what? On Valentine's Day, a girl texted me and confessed to me that she liked me. Oh! So that girl was from Singapore Chinese Girls' School. Yeah. And within the same period of time, not Valentine's Day, but within the same period of time, another girl from St. Nicholas Girls' School texted me and confessed to me that she liked me. Oh! Catholic high boys, easy clap, bro. Easy clap, cat high boy. Right? Married, right? Okay, just to complete the story, both girls are very cute, very smart. One of them was even a Christian, but I didn't get together with any one of them. Maybe, right, there are some of you who are thinking, oh, Valentine's Day and church, don't go so well together, right? And many people think that church is a boring place, it's full of self-righteous people who only want to worship God. Church is full of long lists of rules and restrictions. And the last thing you will expect to come to church on the weekend is to hear the preacher promoting romance. And it may surprise you to know that the origin, you all know the origin story of Valentine's Day? It may surprise you to know that the origin of Valentine's Day is actually the Christian church. So the story goes like this, right? Around 250 AD, that's about 1,800 years ago, there was a priest by the name Valentine, right? There was a priest by the name of Valentine in Rome. And the Roman emperor was Claudius, okay, also nicknamed as Claudius the Cruel. And he wanted to raise a huge army of fighting men, but he was upset to find out that men were reluctant to join the army because they don't want to leave their wives and girlfriends. So he came out with an evil idea. He passed a law throughout the entire Roman Empire to say that there would be no new marriages. And Valentine refused to obey the emperor. He believed in love. He believes in romantic love. So he continued to marry young people secretly. And one day, he was caught illegally conducting a marriage, and he was sentenced to die. So while he was in jail, many young people visited him, and many young people threw flowers and notes through the windows of his cell. And one of these young person was the daughter of the prison guard, and Valentine fell in love with this lady. And on the day that Valentines were executed, guess which day? 14 February 269 AD, Valentine left the girl a note, which read, "Love from your Valentine." So every year on the 14th of February, people remember Valentine on his death anniversary. And they imitated his act of passing love notes around, right? That's why I received love notes when I was year 1. Right, and that's how Valentine's Day has been celebrated for the past 1,800 years. Okay, today, nobody remember Claudius, right? I'm sure none of you know who is he. Even I don't know until this week. He tried to conquer the world through might, but Valentine conquered the world through love. Okay, but not only does the origin of Valentine's Day comes from Christianity, do you know, right, just as Qiming has alluded to it, do you know that there is an entire book in the Bible dedicated to romantic love? Okay, it's found in the Old Testament, and it's the book Song of Songs. If you refer to some other apps, it may call it Song of Solomon, same thing. Some of you might have heard the phrase, right? King of Kings, right? You also hear the song King of Kings, Lord of Lords, right? One of the I think it's Kamsa Hamida, right? Right? You heard of thing King of Kings. And that is the Hebrew language way to describe God as the greatest King of all kings. Okay, similarly, Holy of Holies, the holiest place of all the holy places. And likewise, Song of Songs is the Hebrew language of saying, this is the greatest song of all. Okay, there are only 8 short chapters in the book of Song of Songs. You can easily finish it on one go. Okay, and today we're just going to read parts. Okay, we're just going to read parts of the book to get a feel of the book. Okay, what is Song of Songs all about? Okay, let's start by reading the opening. The opening of Song of Songs in chapter 1, verse 1. Solomon, songs of song. She, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. For your love is more delightful than wine. Pleasing is the fragrance of your perfumes. Your name is like perfume poured out. No wonder the young women love you. Take me away with you. Let us hurry. Let the king bring me into his chambers. Okay, before we get into the main message, some quick points to understand this book better. Firstly, you will notice that the passage is written in short paragraph, right? Unlike the usual long text that we read, right? It's written in short paragraph, and most of the time, if you see short paragraphs in the Bible, okay, most likely it means that it was originally written as songs. So the entire book of Song of Songs is really like a romantic musical. Secondly, you notice that there's a subheading called she. Right? Normally, if you read Bible, there is a subheadings inside your Bible, right? But those are not in the original writing. Okay, they were added by translator. But over here, okay, this subheading is inside the text. Okay, so you will see there's notice she, and much like a script, the Hebrew writer, the original writer, he included this subheading to differentiate the parts between different characters. As we're going to see that there are other characters in this song. And finally, when you read verse 4, let the king bring me into his chambers, the bedroom. Okay, it might look as if her lover, the lover, is the king. And most likely King Solomon, right? Most likely, right? If you just read it superficially. But if you read other parts, her beloved is actually a shepherd. So if you read the whole book, the king wants to have the girl, but her heart is already given to another man, right? So like a love triangle, right? So interesting. Okay, and today from the book Song of Songs, okay, I want to share with you 3 insights. Okay, even as we observe Valentine's Day next week, I want to share with you 3 insights about romance. Are you guys ready? Y'all not excited about romance? Not yet lah, don't bluff. Okay, and the first one is this. Romance is best enjoyed at the right time. Do you remember your first crush? Do you all remember? Y'all no crush, y'all just study all day long. No, right, don't bluff me. I met my first crush when I was in primary 1. She was a quiet, smart and cute girl with 2 ponytails. I felt happy seeing her in class every day, and I looked forward to going to school. But things changed at the end of primary 3 because my family was shifting house and I needed to change school. So on the last day of primary 3, guess what? Guess what I did? Confess. Almost. I wrote her a love letter. I waited for her at the school gate, right? Because I know her routine, right? Stalker. I know her mother will come and fetch her in the car. So I waited for her at the school gate, and when she appeared, I passed her the letter, and I faster run home. Okay, you need to understand. These were the days before my mobile phone. Some days later, I call her up on her home line, and I ask, so how do you feel about what I wrote for you? And this is where I encountered the first heartbreak of my life. can you please stop calling me? I don't want to receive any more of your stupid letters. I put down the phone and I wept bitterly. If you were to ask 9-year-old me, right, if we could turn back time and ask 9-year-old me, what was the aim, what was the goal of writing the letter? What did you hope to achieve? Or simply, did you really want to get into a relationship when you're a 9-year-old? I think I will reply, I don't know. All I knew back then was that I had liked her for 3 years. I had accumulated so much emotions and affection for my crush that I needed to let her know. I cannot leave school without telling her my feelings. I could not contain all my feelings inside. I needed to act on my feelings. Right? Isn't that how many of us will respond as well? Okay, when we are overwhelmed with romantic feelings, we tell ourselves, I need to act on my feelings right now. I need to have that person. I need to give it a try, right? Give it a try. I need to have that person right now. And when you read the words of the female character in Songs of Songs, you will similarly find that she is also overwhelmed with love, affections, and all kinds of romantic emotions and feelings for her beloved. But throughout the song, she kept reminding herself of one thing. Okay, let's read that together. Yes. Okay, verse 2. Okay, finally got male character. He, like a lily among thorns, is my darling among the young women. And she says that, like an apple tree among the trees of the forest, is my beloved among the young men. I delight to sit in his shade, and his fruit is sweet to my taste. Strengthen me with raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am faint with love. I cannot see him, I'm faint. His left arm is under my head, and his right arm embraced me. Wow, spooning. Daughters of Jerusalem, I charge you by the gazelles and by the does of the fields, do not arouse or awaken love until it sows desire. Okay, underline those phrases. Okay, verse 8. Listen, my beloved, look, here he comes, leaping across the mountains, bounding over the hills. My beloved spoke and said to me, arise, my darling, my beautiful one, come with me. Okay, the phrase, do not arouse or awaken love until it sows desire, appears not just once over here, but 3 times throughout the entire Song of Songs. And in all 3 occasions, her beloved, the shepherd boy, has gone away from home, and she misses him desperately. Yet, she continues to wait patiently for his return. And when he eventually returns in verse 8, leaping across the mountains, bounding over the hills, this scene, right? Imagine it's a Korean drama. The scene is one of sweet and beautiful. Imagine the guy say to the girl, arise, my darling, my beautiful one, come with me. Okay, even though the female character is bursting with emotions, she is teaching us one thing. Beautiful romance is worth waiting for. Tell your neighbor, worth waiting for. Okay, in some other translation, the phrase that you underlined just now, it says, not to awaken love until the time is right. And the point is clear. True romance requires the right timing. Awaken love too early before you know how to conduct a romantic relationship will lead to all kinds of hurts and disappointments. Entering romance too young will lead you to find love in all kinds of wrong places, which will also lead to all kinds of hurts and disappointments. But arousing love at the right time will lead you to enjoyment and satisfaction, okay, like this scene over here. So beautiful. Okay, maybe right now you're asking, right, so when is a right time for me to get into a romantic relationship? Okay, let me answer the question the other way around. When is not the right time? If you are in secondary or tertiary education, it is not the right time for you to get into a romantic relationship. Okay, hear me out. Because this is the most demanding and pressurizing period in your education journey. A lot of you here are very, very stressed about school, and I totally understand, because after going through the education system for the last 15 years, I can tell you right now, this period, secondary to tertiary, is the most demanding and pressurizing period in your education journey. How you do from the start of your secondary to the end of your tertiary education will determine the next 40 years of your life. Think about it. How you do from the start of secondary school to the end of your tertiary education will determine the next 40 years of your life. Do you want to spend the remaining time, free time in your life, which is already very little, to pursue a romantic relationship which you don't even know will last, and forgo the opportunity to do well in your studies? Okay, not just that, you will be much better off if you spend your youth days developing new skills and making a wide range of friends. You know, each time when you choose to enter into a relationship and you focus on just one person, okay, you are giving up precious time that you can use to develop yourself, and you are forgoing opportunities in your school days to know more friends. Okay, overall, awakening love too early is not beneficial to you. So what's the best time? I think personally the best time to enter a romantic relationship is during university. Okay, studies is still stressful, like some of our adult leaders, they are really stressed, but you will be a lot more mature then, and you realize that you will know how to invest into a relationship without compromising other important things in your life. Okay, and by then, you will know how to give yourself fully to the beautiful romance described in Songs of Songs. Okay, so help me out. Tell the person on your left, come with me, my darling. Okay, then tell the person on your right, but not now. So that's the first insight, okay, about that we can learn from Song of Song. The second insight about romance that we can learn from Songs of Song is romance is best celebrated in a community. What is your favorite love song? What's your favorite love song? Taylor Swift? One of my favorite love songs is this song called How Deep Is Your Love? Okay, I think this whole room, maybe only Julian, no. Right? And the lyrics of the songs go something like this. Okay, the verse. I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I want to feel you in my arms again. Okay, the melody is a lot nicer as well. Okay, and the chorus of the song goes, how deep is your love? I really mean to learn. Because we are living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. So poetic. Okay, and the message of this song is simple. Let's not care about all these other stupid people in the world. We have each other, and that's all that matters. But it is not just this song. Can you, come, help me. Can you actually name a love song that has more than 2 singers? Justin Bieber. Can you actually name a love song that has more than 2 singers? Very difficult, right? I mean, how would you feel as a consumer if the producer of Señorita, you know this song, right? If the producer of Señoritas gives the friends, very dark, I'm so sorry. Can you imagine this, Camila Cabello, Shawn Mendes, and 2 friends at the back, right? How would you feel if the producer of Señorita gives the 2 friends in the background some parts to sing during the song? I love it when you call her Señorita. How you feel? Weird, right? You never see a third party in any modern love song. Okay, and the thinking behind it is clear. Romance is between 2 persons. Other people should not come into the picture, right? That's the thinking. However, if you read Song of Songs, it is unlike any modern love song. It does not just feature the 2 characters in love. There is a choir of friends celebrating their love. Okay, for example, you read this in chapter 1, verse 4. Okay, the friends, right? So we have he, she, friends. We rejoice and delight in you. We will praise your love more than wine. Okay, and in chapter 4, we see that all three parties sing a song in harmony. So she, awake, north wind, and come, south wind. Blow on my garden, and that its fragrance may spread everywhere. Let my beloved come into his garden and taste his choice fruits. And he, I have come into my garden, my sister, my bride. I've gathered my myrrh with my spice. I've eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I've drunk my wine and my milk. Okay, and the friends around them, looking at them, says, eat, friends, and drink your fill of love. And if you think deeper, right, about this song, this scene over here, having friends celebrating our love, is really what we want in our romantic relationships. Think about it. We don't just want to find another person. We don't just want to find a boyfriend, a girlfriend. We want the people around to approve of us and celebrate together with us. Let me ask you, do you know of anybody who gets into a new relationship and stop relating to all his friends? Have? Or do you know of somebody who got into a new relationship and he's always trying to hide it from people around them? If we are honest, we don't just want our romance to be a personal thing. We want it to be a communal thing. You understand that? Right? We want our parents to approve of our boy and girlfriend. We want our friends to like our boy and girlfriends. We want our leaders in church to support and pray, right, for our relationship. Okay, wouldn't you want your pastors and leaders to pray for your romance? Right? Isn't that a much better way to conduct romance? So what does it mean practically? It means that if you want to enter into a romantic relationship with anybody, you must not only listen to your heart. Oh, my heart is so full of love, this person. You must not only listen to your heart, you must listen to the people in your community. Okay, if you like somebody and you talk to your acquaintances, like maybe your classmates in school, right? How would they respond? Say, I like this girl, bro. How will you respond? Most likely they will say, go for it lah, bro. YOLO, man. If it feels right, it must be right. Last long, right? If you talk to acquaintances that don't really know you so well, they will tell you to go for it. Instead, you need to listen to people who know you better and care for you deeper. Okay, ask the people in your primary community whether you're ready for romance, whether that person is a good person, whether he's a godly person, and whether that person is suitable for you. You'll be surprised that people can know you better than you know yourself. And here's the thing, guys. If your primary community don't support your relationship, then it's very hard for them to celebrate with you. Understand that? If your primary community does not approve of the relationship, then it's very difficult for them to support you, to celebrate with you. And if you insist on proceeding with that relationship, okay, you might end up making mistakes, feeling hurt, and you will feel much less happy because you drifted away from the community that cares for you. You know, the way that my wife, Serene, and I first got attached was super unromantic. We were in the same cell group and we developed mutual feelings after we went on a zoo outing with the entire adult zone. And so we had some feelings, we texted each other, and instead of coming together immediately, come let's get attached, we went to consult our mentors. So she has a mentor, I have a mentor. So both our mentors were supportive of us, but they want to make sure right, that we really know what we are getting ourselves into. So they suggested for us to do a 3-month exploration, evaluation. And during the 3 months, okay, we are not together, or we are not officially together, but we will go out, right? Go out in big groups with other friends and cell group members so that we can see each other, how we are really like. You know, do you know that we can put our front in front of the person you like very well? Right? You can do that, right? Right? But in front of other people, we can see you a little bit clearer. And that's what we did, right? We went out in big groups And sometimes we have to drag people along. Hey, we want to watch movie, can you come along with us? And we will video call each other using Skype once a week, okay? Because we don't go out. We tell ourselves don't go out alone, right? So we will video call each other once a week, and we will be intentional about the things that we talk. Okay, we will ask each other deeper questions about one another so that we can know each other more. At the end of the 3 months, okay, so we agreed, we concluded, said, okay, I think we are pretty suitable for each other. Let's get together. So we got together officially, but we continued to receive courtship counseling with a married couple. Okay, just to make sure that we continue to stay on the right track in our relationship. Okay, in short, there were many friends who were part of our song. Okay, but I need to confess to you guys, the entire process felt super unromantic and mechanical to me. Right, when I was going through it, I didn't really like it, right? I do it because it's the right thing to do. It was very uncomfortable for me to involve other people in my romantic affairs because I have been conditioned into thinking that romance is between two persons. But all these negative emotions melted away on the day of my wedding. Okay, let me show you a photo of my wedding. Once again, very dark, so sorry. Okay, I never thought of myself as a popular person. Okay, if you know me, I'm a really quiet and reserved person. And I initially thought that I would have less than 20 tables of guests attending. Okay, one table, 10 people, right? Pre-COVID days. So in my mind, I thought that I would have less than 200 guests attending. And to my pleasant surprise, we ended up having 32 tables of guests, okay, which is 320 guests. Okay, and people who initially said that they couldn't make it for our wedding, they made arrangements, right? They make special arrangements so that they can be present. Okay, and the event made me realize that there is nothing more satisfying in my romance than to have a community of people celebrating together with me. Okay, and people were there because they genuinely want to celebrate together with me. And all the unromantic, mechanical, boring way of consulting people throughout my courtship, I realized it was all worth it. Okay, and this is my desire for all of you as well, to have a romance that's truly beautiful, that truly feels good, and will truly last long. Okay, help me tell a neighbor beside you, listen to your community. That's the second insight. Okay, the third insight about romance that we can learn from Songs of Songs is romance is best understood through the love of God. Okay, one interesting feature about the book Song of Songs is that even though it is a book in the Bible, it does not mention anything about God. Right? It does not even mention the name of God. Okay, not just that, like what Qiming said just now, there are many sexual connotations throughout the book. Okay, I will not mention them here. Okay, the book is only 8 short chapters, so tonight you can just finish reading at one go. So tonight, guys, don't read webtoon, go and read Song of Songs. Okay, not only does Song of Songs not talk about God, but it is also highly sexual. And that is why many Jews and even Christians feel uncomfortable, right, about this book. It does not feel spiritual at all. Okay, but I think this is the key. Any of the 66 books in the Bible is not meant to read in isolation. Okay, you're not supposed to just read one book in isolation. We must always seek to understand every part that we read in relations to every other parts in the Bible. Okay, and Songs of Songs really wants to explore the very raw and authentic emotions between two persons engaging in sexual love. Okay, it wants to get us to ask deeper questions about human romance. Okay, and we can read the conclusion of Song of Songs, okay, and the very last chapter. Okay, and the female character said this: love is as strong as death. Its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like a blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Many waters cannot quench love. Rivers cannot sweep it away. If one were to give all the wealth of one's house for love, it would be utterly scorned. Okay, what these two verses are trying to tell us in a very poetic way is that love is both beautiful and dangerous. Right? Beautiful because no amount of water can quench the thirst in our hearts like how love can. Dangerous because, like fire, love can destroy people if it is abused. Even if you were to give up everything in your possession for the sake of love, you might still be left utterly scorned and disappointed. Ultimately, the female character in the song tells us that human love is very imperfect. As much as we want to be loved, we want to be desired by another person, human love and romance cannot satisfy the deepest longing and the emptiness in our hearts. And the purpose of Song of Songs really is meant to point us towards the greater and perfect love that is found in the other parts of the Bible. Are you guys ready? God's love is so strong that He willingly entered the grave for our sake. Okay, can you put a verse up there? Put the last one, yes. God's love for us is so strong that He willingly entered the grave for our sake. His love for us burns so fiercely that He was willing to experience hellfire on the cross. And Jesus gave up His heavenly glory and riches for love. And yet He was utterly scorned and shamed on the cross. Can you see the connection? Can you see the connection? Even though this is the Old Testament book, but it's supposed to point us towards a greater and more perfect love. Okay, romantic love, at the end of the day, is a gift of God. Don't get me wrong. It's a gift of God for our pleasure and enjoyment. But ultimately, it is meant to point us to the perfect love of God shown to us in Christ Jesus. Can I just invite the worship team to join me? Okay, I know there are some of you here who are in a relationship. Okay, maybe you don't call it a relationship because you think that it's not official, or you just tell people that, oh, I'm just doing things more often with this person. Yeah. There are some of you here who like someone, or someone likes you, and you are really thinking about getting into a relationship right now. Listen. The reason why you want to get into a relationship right now is because you want to feel a certain emptiness in your heart. Right? There's a thirst in your heart that can only be quenched by love. And choosing to awaken love right now in your life, it may fill up your calendar with more things, but it will not fill up your heart. Okay, more importantly, you need to recognize that this thirst in your heart can only be quenched by the love of God. Jesus entered the grave on your behalf. He experienced hell so that you don't have to. And He was put to shame so that you can receive glory. Okay, there is no other human being, man or woman, who can love you as much as Jesus does. So in closing, I just want to challenge all of you here, even as we ponder and think about the love of God. I just want to challenge all of you here that for the remaining days of your time in Brighton Youth, your remaining days as a youth, okay, to put aside romance for the time being. Not that it's not important, but to put aside romance, the pursuit of romance for the time being. Okay, and to pursue other things that are more important at this point in your life. Okay, to excel in your studies, to develop new skills, to make more friends, to grow in your character, to do things that you can only do during the youth days of your life. And more importantly, to grow in your understanding and embracing the love of God. To know that only He can truly satisfy the deepest longing of your heart, like no other human being can. Is that what you want for your life? Is that what you want for your life?